Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about the New England Patriots in today's video. Now, it's technically day 2 of OTAs, but yesterday the media was not available, so you see it on the screen here from Derwin Worrell. It's a lovely day for New England Patriots practice, and we're going to run through a bunch of different clips, mainly highlighting guys like, well, first off, head coach Mike Vrabel. We're going to talk some Drake May, a bunch of rookies. I'm really excited about Kyle Williams. Travion also looks good. We got some Will Campbell clips. So without further ado, let's get into it. But before we do, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Now let's get into it. Guys, this is your starting lineman. This is, in my opinion, going to be the first team offensive line this upcoming season. Now, Mike Vrabel, your head coach, obviously, said that the Patriots depth chart will be fluid throughout the offseason. And once again, this is just day 2 of OTAs. But right now, here's a look at quote-unquote New England's first team offensive line. As you can tell there on the left side, you got rookie Will Campbell, new left guard. You can't maybe really see it right now, but it's going to be Cole Strange. Center's currently Garrett Bradbury. Now, me personally, I don't know if I'm shooting the gun here. I do think Jared Wilson might be the day 1 starting center for your franchise, but we'll wait on that for the rest of the summer to go on. Right guard Michael Wenu, and then right tackle brand new from the New York Jets Morgan Moses. So this is just a nice little beautiful throw. Beautiful throw to Mr. Hunter Henry. But this looks like an offensive line. Now maybe this is a better indication here. These are some big bodies. Now, Drake May last season threw 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, maybe it was 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, something along those lines. Had a solid completion percentage, but if you are a Patriots fan or if you watched Patriots games last season, it wasn't the best, right? And, the most notable positions that needed to be upgraded were the tackle spots. And so in free agency, right tackle there, big boy number 76, Morgan Moses. Right, and so left tackle was a huge need heading into the draft, and people were freaking out. I believe your backup would be Veterinarian Love. I think I said his name wrong, but Veterinarian Low. Keep saying his name wrong. Anyways, you got your left tackle right away, and this is going to be the guy who's protecting Drake May, so let's get to Drake May. Here we got just Drake May walking onto the field to kick off day 2 OTAs. I was looking back at some film this past weekend of Drake May's rookie campaign, and there's a lot of games where, particularly the third game he played in against the Jacksonville Jaguars, I know they did not have a good pass defense by any means, a very bad pass defense, but 26 of 37, 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He had 282 for 2 touchdowns, 1 pick against the Rams. He had a really good game against Buffalo. I guess Buffalo had such good defense, did throw an interception. Completion percentage wasn't awesome, but got a couple of touchdowns, still threw for over 260. I'm really excited about Drake May, and like we just showed you in the last clip, my concerns pretty much have nothing to do with Drake May necessarily. My concerns last year were just offensive line. This was the main talking point this time last season is, should we even play Drake May in week 1? Because he's going to be running for his damn life, and that's exactly what happened all season. But now a revamped O-line. I can't wait to see what Drake May has to do this upcoming year, but let's look at some rookies. All right, guys, I want to talk about Kyle Williams. Now, this is from a few weeks ago, actually, at rookie minicamp, I believe, but the clips I got of Kyle today were not the best or the most notable clips. I really am excited about this, and obviously Stephon Diggs is working himself back from his torn ACL, and you can kind of see there Mike Vrabel is, talking and teaching, Kyle Williams, but such a fascinating. I was so huge on Javon Baker last season. I was so huge on Jalen Polk. I was so huge on both of those 2 wide receivers last year, and obviously neither of them panned out. Hopefully at least one of them can get it going here, but my point just is, Kyle Williams, you're looking at this speed. The dude's a stud. I mean, he truly is. He had 14 catches on passes thrown, 20 plus yards downfield in 2024. That ranked 4th in all of college football. His hands are huge, but he dropped a lot of balls. All right, he dropped a lot of footballs last season. He had 8 total drops, 15th most in the FBS. That's a 7.6% drop rate. So that's what I'm going to be keeping an eye on during OTAs. Hopefully it's not going to be an issue, and that's why you have OTAs. That's why you have all these summer activities. But that would be the downside to Kyle Williams, but it is a very high reward. I wouldn't say it's a high risk, high reward move. I would just say his flaw is dropping the football. And if they can clear that up, this guy's going to be a superstar stud, and that will be the wide receiver of your future, at least in my opinion. Let's get to some more rooks. Rookie here, obviously this is a brand new defensive tackle, Milton Williams, and he's talking about Christian Barmore here. He said this quote to be specific: he's been good. Me and him have been competing. We've been having conversations about how the defense is going to start and end with what we do up front. Every day we come in, we got to set the tone, and then everybody else going to follow. So Milton Williams was a huge gem signing. Everybody seemed to want him. New England handed him over, rightfully so, a bunch of money. This is one of those guys where if you watch football, it's very similar to Christian here, where if you know, you know. One of those situations. But a lot of us kind of do know because Philly ended up winning the Super Bowl. And even in a reserve type of role for Milton, the dude was an absolute stud. So the big news for me is that defensive line. We know Mike Vrabel. We know he loves his lines. He loves his trenches. And so you've got a revamped O-line, and now this defensive line is also revamped with guys like Milton Williams, but also Christian coming back healthy for the season is unreal because we saw like 2 years ago, right before, I barely saw him last year. So 2 years ago, he really broke out, especially at the end of the season. And I want to see a full season of him getting starting snaps. Like, I can't wait for Christian to be back healthy, so I had to throw this in here. And let's finish it off with Mike Vrabel. In this clip, somebody asks Mike Vrabel about, like, when does the competition begin? And Vrabel says, I think that it already has. I hope that it already has. Life's a competition. There's always a level of competition to what we do. It just may not be as physical as what it would be in training camp. So, yeah, right now pads aren't on, or you just got helmets on. Nobody's hitting anybody right now in OTAs. And I think even today is voluntary, technically. My point is, and you all see the writing on the wall. We saw it right when he was hired. The change of tone, the change of energy in the Patriots building. Giving him Will Campbell, giving him Drake May, giving him this defense with all these studs, all these new studs as well. I'm so excited for the Mike Vrabel tenure with the New England Patriots. I've said this time and time again with the Pats team, but this truly does feel like the year where it all does change post Tom Brady. Now, I won't say Super Bowl, but I will say if I had to give you sleeper teams to make the playoffs, the New England Patriots would probably be at the top of the list, if not number one on that list. So I just wanted to say I'm so excited. Mike Vrabel, I'm loving what I'm hearing. I'm loving what I'm seeing. But we'll end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button. Day 2 of OTAs was today, just the first day of media coverage, so stay tuned like I just said. But hit that like button, hit that sub button, and let me know your thoughts on the New England Patriots as it stands right now. We'll see you soon. Peace.